I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. MAGA Republican Marjorie Taylor Greene is a sick individual, and Hunter Biden should absolutely sue her. I'll talk about the causes of action in a moment. Also, prosecutors in both Georgia and Washington, D.C. should pursue criminal charges against Marjorie Taylor Greene immediately for violating revenge porn statutes. It is horrific that I even have to talk about this regarding a sitting member of the United States House of Representatives. But Marjorie Taylor Greene not only displayed revenge porn of Hunter Biden during a House Oversight Committee hearing that took place on Wednesday, but then she sent a newsletter to her constituents in Georgia that was not age-gated, that included the nude images of Hunter Biden and images of Hunter Biden engaged in sexual acts that was stolen from a purported laptop belonging to him. First, let me talk about what happened in Washington, D.C. I already did a video covering that, so I'm sure you've seen that, but Marjorie Taylor Greene, during a House Oversight Committee hearing where they were just spreading more lies and just being obsessed with Hunter Biden, who's never worked for the United States government, Marjorie Taylor Greene did this during the Oversight Committee hearing. Play the clip.
Mr. Chairman, we're 1 minute and 53 seconds over. As long as Ms. Ocasio-Cortez can get equal time, she can keep going.
I will let Ms. Greene wrap up. 5 seconds, and then I'll give Mr. Mafume additional time.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Shapley, you started an investigation into Hunter Biden, codenamed Sportsman, which opened in November of 2018. It was an offshoot of an investigation the IRS was conducting into a foreign-based amateur online pornography platform. This is evidence of Hunter Biden making sex. Excuse me, this is my time. Making pornography.
Should we be displaying this, Mr. Chairman, in the committee?
The lady's time's expired and went 2.5 minutes over.
So as I previously mentioned, this is a violation, in my opinion, of Washington, D.C. Code, Section 22-3054, which states a third party who comes into possession of the sexual images and who publishes it, shares it with 6 or more people, can be charged with second-degree unlawful publication of a sexual image. Here are the elements. Defendant knowingly published a sexual image that was obtained through a third party. 2, the person depicted was either identified or identifiable. 3, the person depicted did not consent to the disclosure or publication of the image. And 4, the defendant published the sexual image with conscious disregard that the sexual image was obtained as a result of a previous disclosure or publication of the sexual image made with an intent to harm the person depicted or to receive financial gain. So clearly all 4 elements are satisfied there. Then after that, Marjorie Taylor Greene sent the following newsletter to her constituents in Georgia. And it says, breaking, Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene confirms Hunter Biden paid prostitutes through law firm, committed tax fraud by deducting payments to prostitutes, she says. And then she goes on to say, today, Congressman Marjorie Taylor Greene questioned IRS whistleblowers on the alleged crimes of the Biden family. Congresswoman Greene's questioning confirmed Hunter Biden paid prostitutes, and it goes on to say that. Look, Hunter Biden has agreed to plead guilty to tax-related crimes with a Republican prosecutor who was appointed by Donald Trump, a Republican prosecutor, the top prosecutor in the state of Delaware, David Weiss. Hunter Biden has admitted that during a time period in his life, he was on drugs, he was an addict, and he did bad things. The MAGA Republicans want to make false conspiracies about him and saying that he was involved in things that there's no evidence to support. But Hunter has owned up to the things that he did, and he's agreeing to plead guilty.
If you know me, you know I like to wrap up my day with a tall glass of wine. I'm so excited to introduce you to our next partner, Elia. Elia is a woman-owned, woman-operated wine company run by a member of the Midas Mighty, Layla Joy Williams. Now, Elia's wine is incredibly flavorful. With a wide variety to choose from reds to whites to whatever you're looking for, Elia has it all. The entire collection is produced in Spain. They pride themselves on a collection that's refreshing, delicious, and yes, flavorful. At an affordable price point, Elia's wine makes for the perfect complement with any dinner, or if you're just lounging around taking the load off a busy workday. Now, I personally tried this wine myself and can without a doubt say that it is incredible. And for whatever reason, if wine isn't your thing, Elia also has an amazing beer collection as well. You can also take pride in knowing that you're shopping with a socially conscious brand, as $1 from each purchase is donated to the Deliver Fund, which is an organization working to circumvent human trafficking. To shop delicious and flavorful wine and beer right now, head to Elia.com and use code TOUCH20 for 20% off your order. That's Elia.com with code TOUCH20 for 20% off your order.
Marjorie Taylor Greene here is transmitting photographs in this newsletter, not age-gated, so constituents who are under the age of 18, kids could be potentially getting this, families who don't want to receive this stuff is getting it, and this is also a crime in the state of Georgia. Let's look at it. Article 1, hold on, let me pull it up right here. I'm going to go in a second. Article 1, Section 6, Clause 1 of the United States Constitution. But let me pull up the Georgia law right now. And in the state of Georgia, here is what's stated. Revenge porn is a crime in Georgia as of July 2021. Under Georgia law, it is considered a crime to post explicit images and videos of someone online without their consent to harass them. If the offender posts the material to a website, message board, or file sharing site that is promoting itself as an adult site, the crime is considered a felony. It goes on to say, under Georgia law, an individual is guilty if they violate the following. The person violates the code section if he or she, knowing the content or transmission or post, knowingly and without consent of the depicted person, electronically transmits or posts in one or more transmissions or posts a photograph or video which depicts nudity or sexually explicit conduct of an adult, including falsely creating video, graphic, or still image when the transmission or post is harassment or causes financial loss to the depicted person, serves no legitimate purpose to the depicted person, and is transmitted or posted to a website, peer-to-peer file sharing, thumbnail gallery, movie gallery, linked list, live webcam, web page, or message board that advertises or promotes its services as showing, previewing, or distributing sexually explicit conduct, or via any other electronic means that do not fall within subparagraph A. Also causes the electronic transmission or posting in one or more transmission or posts of photography or video which depicts nudity or sexually explicit conduct of an adult, including a falsely created video, graphic, or still image when the transmission or post is harassment or causes financial loss and serves no legitimate purpose. So clearly, sending via email electronic transmission would be a violation of the Georgia statute right here, Georgia law 16-11-90. Now, Marjorie Taylor Greene is going to claim immunity under the speech or debate clause provision of the United States Constitution, which states the following, and by the way, she's going to lose when she cites it, but Article 1, Section 6, Clause 1, Article 1, Section 6, Clause 1 states the following. The senators and representatives shall receive a compensation for their services to be ascertained by law, paid out of the Treasury of the United States. They shall, in all cases, except treason, felony, and breach of the peace, be privileged from arrest during their attendance at the session of their respective houses, and in going to and returning from the same, and for any speech or debate in either house they shall not be questioned in any other place. And the portion there about shall not be questioned in any other place provides that for legitimate legislative activity, lawmakers in the House of Representatives and the Senate are immune from civil lawsuits. They're even immune from even having to potentially show up as a witness in cases. They shall not be questioned in any other place other than within the House of Representatives and in the Senate. So that has been interpreted over the years to create a fairly broad immunity for legitimate legislative conduct. However, there are exceptions. There's a case, Gravel versus the United States, involving the Pentagon Papers, a case called Brewster as well. And basically it says the exceptions to the speech or debate clause immunity in the Constitution is things that are not legitimate legislative activity, and things that have been held not to be legitimate legislative activity include things like crimes, exhorting and controlling and threatening people to do things. That's not legitimate legislative activity. But the big one here is also statements made to the press. Things like newsletters, statements that are made on interviews that are being done, press releases that are being sent, interviews with magazines. This conduct outside of the House of Representatives involving statements to the press, especially newsletters, is outside of the broad immunity of Article 1, Section 6, Clause 1 of the United States Constitution. So, one, Marjorie Taylor Greene can be charged with a crime, in my opinion, but two, she can be sued by Hunter Biden. Now, what would the causes of action look like in a Hunter Biden lawsuit against Marjorie Taylor Greene? Well, intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligent infliction of emotional distress, and I would also make the claim that there is a civil cause of action in the state of Georgia and in the state, or in the District of Columbia rather, as well, for the transmittal of revenge porn. Marjorie Taylor Greene, unfortunately, may have a better argument for speech or debate clause immunity for what she did in the committee hearing. It's horrific to say, but I think that that's more subject to the immunity, even though the conduct is absolutely disgusting and horrific. So if I'm Hunter Biden, I sue for intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligent infliction of emotional distress. I probably also sue for conversion and theft regarding these potential images and related statutes. But I think that powerful case. I think Hunter Biden can sue Marjorie Taylor Greene for, frankly, huge sums of money right now, and I am hoping that he does that, and I'm hoping that Georgia prosecutors and DC prosecutors take note and just think about, just Kevin McCarthy, though, and where the MAGA Republicans are. I mean, this is just a new low in depths of depravity that are already so shockingly low. Horrific. I'm Ben Meiselas from the MeidasTouch Network. Hit subscribe. We're on our way to 1.5 million subscribers thanks to your support. Check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch. Wherever you get audio podcasts, subscribe to the MeidasTouch podcast. Have an excellent day. Hit subscribe.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.